Lesson 212, Finding Line Symmetry. The main focus in this lesson is for you to be able to identify a drawing as half of a five-pointed star. I want you to be able to discuss symmetry in the real world. I want you to determine the number of lines of symmetry in pictures of objects. And I want you to identify symmetry and determine the number of lines of symmetry in pictures and shapes. But let's go ahead and start this lesson off with our mental math and fluency. This time you're going to see numbers in expanded form. Expanded means instead of having the number in just written the way it's supposed to be written, it's actually written according to place value. So you have 3,000 plus 500 plus 60 plus 9. So your answer should be 3,569, and then that's how you write it. The next one, 7,000 plus 300 plus 40 plus 60. Again, 7,346. And your final one, 9,058. Notice there's nothing in the hundred spot, so we have to put a 0 there. So we would write that 9058. You're going to need a copy of Math Masters, page 83. On it, you're going to see that it shows half of a picture. Fill in what you think the rest of the picture would look like. Pause the tape now and do that, please. All right, if you're back, hopefully you realize that the picture is that of a star. How many points does this star have? 5. Great. How did you decide what the entire picture would look like? Hopefully you would have noticed on the dotted line that you would have folded the paper along that dashed line. Carefully cut along the solid lines and then unfold the cutout picture. When the picture is folded, it has two halves that match exactly. If you would have measured with your ruler how far long this line was, you would have known how long to draw this line. And for each other line, if you would have measured and measured exactly. When one side exactly matches the other side, they're said to have line symmetry. This fold on the line is called the line of symmetry. Think of other things that look symmetrical. Think of things that you've drawn maybe. Leaves, pumpkins, butterflies. Those are things in nature that sometimes have symmetry where one side looks exactly as the other. In school, your tables have a line of symmetry. Things at home might be spoons and chairs. Tools that you use might be scissors and screwdrivers. And things outside are like buildings or fences or baseball fields. In the previous lesson, we discussed attributes of items such as parallel lines and right angles. And in this lesson, you're going to learn about other attributes, symmetry, and what it means to say that something is symmetrical. So you should have folded the paper along the dashed line, carefully cut out along the solid lines, and then unfold the cutout picture. Again, fold the leaf so the two halves match. For this, you're going to need Math Masters, page 84. And with those things in nature and at school and at home, tools and outside buildings, you're going to fold the pictures in half and look at the lines of symmetry. Can you fold the leaf another way so that the two halves match? Can you fold the football so the two halves match? And can you fold it more than one way any of the other pictures? So this is what you should have been looking at. That's page 84. And here's what you should have noticed. You should have noticed that the leaf can only be folded one way, because if we fold it this way, the top half and the bottom half do not match. If you fold the football down the middle, these two, left and right, sides match. And if the line of symmetry went through the middle the other way, horizontally, the top and bottoms would match. Again, with our turtle, the only line of symmetry of the turtle is to cut him right down the middle between the eyes and between the tail. But when we look at this final picture, we could fold and have a line of symmetry going horizontally again, or if we would fold it vertically. So, cut out the drawings of Math Masters, page 84, fold them to find the lines of symmetry. And again, well, how many numbers or lines of symmetry were there? You're going to record this in your math journal, page 61. Then I want you to finish the rest of the page for math journal, page 61. And there were your answers, and we're going to move on. So polygons A through E. For this, you're going to need Math Masters, page 85 and 86. I want you to cut those out and find all lines of symmetry for each polygon by folding it. And then I want you to record those results in the tables and answer the questions on journal page 61. So again, you're doing a similar activity, but you're finishing them and recording them on math journal page 61. So you're going to need to pause the tape now, do that page, and that is an assessment check-in. So when you are completed with that, please come back to me, show it to me so that I can see what you did, to see how well you did it. Bring your shapes with you so I can see maybe where you were mistaken on your lines of symmetry, and you'll be able to go on from there. Pause the tape now, and again, cut out pages 85, 86, and do Math Journal, page 61. What does it mean to be symmetric? When you fold them, or when you see something, one side exactly matches the other. It's going to be asking you to play a game, How Much More? We're going to be playing that on Monday. So how many different factors does a prime number have? This is review. And give the factor pairs of 48. I'm going to go ahead and help you with this first one. So how many different factors does a prime number have? Well, a prime number only has two. The number 1 and the original number. Give the factor pairs. This tells you pairs means 2. Just like you have a pair of shoes, you need 2 of them. So you should start out with, well, 1 times 48 is 48. That should be your first set of factor pairs. It is an even number, so you know that it gets divided, that 2 can be a factor pair. Well, if I doubled 1 to get 2, in order to get to the number 48, what number would I have to write down twice to come up with 48? Well, 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 goes into 8 4 times. That works really slick for looking at the number 2 being a factor pair of a number. The number 3 actually does go into 48. 3 goes into 4 once, and there's 1 left over. That makes this now 18. 3 goes into 18 6 times. So 3 times 16 is 48. 4 goes into 48. So 4 times what? Well, 4 goes into 4 once, and 4 goes into 8 twice. So 4 times 12 is 48. 5 times nothing is 48 because it doesn't end in a 5 or a 0. Oh, 6 times 8 is 48. 7 times nothing is 48. And then I'm up to the number 8. Once I start going back and repeating, I know that I'm done. So those are the answers for Math Box 1, Math Journal, page 62. I want you to go ahead and do the rest of Math Journal, page 62, and this is what we just did, and this is what it looks like. Pause the tape now and do that. When you're done, turn it back on. I want you to go to the answer key and correct that. And your final thing for this lesson, 212, is to draw lines of symmetry. So this is what the paper is going to look like. It's page 88, and it says, using the pencil tool, draw the other half of the picture to make it symmetrical. Use anything you need to draw the line of symmetry. So you're going to need a straight edge of some sort to draw it completely straight. So you might have to fold the paper right on this line over, hold it up to a window so you can see through it and kind of draw it, because you won't have the E tool to do that. When you finish with this, I want you to bring it up to me so I can see it, and you are done with 212. Thank you.